Right guys, Range Rover Sport, and she's reported with the red light of death. So she's pulled all the data for us. Looks like a Range Rover to me. Salsa. 306 DT, so it'll be a twin turbo, catalysed DPF. So pretty familiar with these ones. Yes, that will be coming soon. We will have to contact Land Rover and pay 400 million to get in for the day with your machine. Right, so that's not good. So power control module, no faults in there at the moment, unfortunately. So we'll pause here, we'll let that do its thing. Looks good for Land Rover, man. We're all green at the minute. Right, this one I'd need to look at. Apart from the neutral switch, it's not got the gear cable. I don't think this one, it's got the switch on it, so I've not had any issues with that yet. So show what that is. So it looks a bit wet over on this corner here, so I think we'll pull this beauty cover off and see what's going on. Right, so we can see there's something happening. There's oil there, and it's all soaked oil here as well, so whatever is leaking, some leaking down here. So I'll put this down the floor. You can see all the oil on it. I'll have a wee look here and see if I can find it. I'd say somebody's maybe been in here and done these manifolds because there's no bolts in that. This foam's missing. This one's been put back. But honest to God, you can't get that foam out unless you take that off. I normally take it off completely. So it looks to me like they've just been done driving it down the road, but I can hear like a whooshing, but I don't see anything. It is obviously oily here, so obviously that's all meant to be underneath right here, and obviously that one's missing. Bolts are missing out of that. That's incredibly difficult to get, but you always need to put the bolts back in because what's going to happen is that's going to break. So I need to see what's going on with this oil leak. Right, I think I would need to clean all of that and start stripping. I can see, obviously it's all oily here, so there's a big seal there, there's a big seal in there, and that could be damaged, so it seems to be leaking in this corner here. Also the ace pipe for the pump looks to be leaking, maybe dripping down onto the ace bar, or the ace bar's leaking, one of the two. I will need to get it on a lift and inspect further. But aye, no fault codes for the engine anyway, so I can see there's something happening there, and I can hear a noise, so I wonder if it is just leaking a bit of boost and it's spraying oil out of there. So boost coming in through the intercooler into here and into your engine to give you your boost. It's time to lift this big mother trucker. I noticed its idle seems to be fluctuating up and down, so it's something to do with that, isn't it? Right, so there's excessive play actually in that wheel bearing or one of the ball joints. I need to check it further with an assistant. There's something leaking, or has been leaking. We'd need to take all these covers off and have a look. You can see there's a big blob of oil. So on the diagnostic data it was showing 4 litres, but it should be excuse me, 6 in these. So you can see it's got a new compressor on it. I'm not liking, I don't understand the chutes on it, to be honest with you, because it's not really got much chutes there, but then we look there, it's quite fresh looking. So that suggests to me that somebody's repainted that to hide how much rust's on it. It is quite rusty. So it will need a fuel tank support. That's the support for the fuel tank, and it is full. Right, welcome back. I've already done a wee bit of footage on this one. This one is the Range Rover Sport L320 model. It's the one we always see, to be honest with you. These and the Vogues. We just did an L322 part brake module. That was my first L322 part brake module. I hear it's quite unclear. No idea what happened there. Anyway, this one is in with a reported red light of death. The customer says I had a wee look on the YouTube and I found your video, and it's for manifolds basically. This is, could be, this is we need to see the car. So I've had a wee look. I have had the beauty cover off it. It looks like it's got 2 new manifolds on it. However, there's a few bits not put back, including 1 bolt for a coolant pipe, which I'll show you. That's in the previous footage, so I'm going to show you that, but it'll be in this video somewhere. So obviously we know about the coolant pipe. We could see a leak. It looked like it was getting spraying maybe some oil down onto the timing casing. There is some oil leaks we'll get to in a wee minute. So I've been round the car on the underside. I actually took the covers off. I don't normally do that on a free health check, but I did. I had an MOT issue this morning, so we thought, right, we can do this, so we'll take the covers off it and give it a better look. Now if we look right away there, we can see somebody's been shooting it, right? So that's all fresh shoots. They were that lazy, they didn't even take the spare wheel out it, so spare wheel for me now is knackered, so the tyre for sure is all covered in shoots. So you can see the shoots still there, and they've shoots the suspension arms. Now one of these suspension arms on the upper rear was advised, I think, in 2021. Now they're original, these are all original, so these are still original. These bushes, it's quite hard to see into them, but it's split. That one there's split. Hard to see, but that one's split. Same with that one there, it's all split and perished. I've not put any levers into them. You can see it's got a new pump on it. Right, the fuel tank guard, and it's got a full tank in it, so the fuel tank guard is a support, it's not just a guard, that is actually what's holding it in. So that's all rotten, that's going to want done. We can see there's shoots on the sills there, but none here, so they should have taken the covers off and did it, you know, when it was really new. And you can see here looking, right, so that's, somebody shoots this, you know, probably when it was new, right, and that's been no bad, right? They've done a good job there. All that's just its original Land Rover powder coat, and I'm not sure, which just started to flake off, right? We can see it's wet here, right? So I'm not sure why it's wet there yet. I'd need to take this cover off as well, which I'm not going to at the minute because the ramp's kind of trapping it. But I can see it's still on its original gearbox sump, so we know then that's never had the filter done, it's never been serviced. So there's play in this suspension. We'll actually need to go back to the back because I've missed something to show you. That brake flexi ferrule is all disintegrating, and that little bit there, you can see there, this thing is meant to be for the brake pad wear indicator, which is not attached there. These tyres as well, cracked and perished. They were advised that it's MOT in 2021 as well, I'm sure. You can see that one's not quite as bad, that flexi. Looks like that caliper's maybe been changed. Yeah, compared to that one's been changed. But again, now the pad thickness looks okay, but once the brakes wear down, they're not going to know because there are no indicators there. The exhaust system is quite rusty on the flanges. If we had to remove that DPF, we'd maybe be onto plums there. We're going to need to get a flange on that, or replace the DPF. You can see that again, it's never been off. That transfer box has got a wee sweat. It's nothing really too dramatic. However, when we get to the front, we can see all this oil leak here. Now when I was looking at the data, it said 4 litres. Now these hold 6, so when I had it on the autel it was showing 4 litres. There's no lights on saying top it up or low oil or anything like that, but I would need to go and start it up and measure it. Now when we look at the steering rack as well, it looks like there's been some sort of epoxy put on it. I'm not sure what that is. Maybe somebody can tell me. Is that, I've never noticed that on any of the Land Rovers before. And we can see there's actually a big drip of oil ready to, well, we didn't get onto that cover there, so at least that's getting protected. But so I've taken that front little cover off as well, and well, you can see all that body shoots as well. If we look up, it's quite hard to see, but if we look up into the front crank pulley area, if you can see in there, I'll try my best to get this camera up. It does look wet out there, so it's maybe a concern that that crankshaft oil seal, you know, is leaking. Maybe it is. I couldn't say for definite. It is really hard to see in there. I'd need to take all the fans off it, take the pulleys, belts, gears off it to have a look and see. Now it could be something that's ran down for the top. You can see it's wet on that boost hose as well. It's really hard to see into all of these. So there's all these oil leaks. There's play in this wheel bearing or something. I found any play on this side, and again there's the brake pad wear indicator just cable tied up at the road. These have been advised for 2021 as well, these suspension arms, and you can see they've tried to shoot something to make them look new. So you can see the original Land Rover badges, and they've just shoots over the tappy rust. So yeah, you can see it's just, it'll flake off, and it's not going to make any difference to it. It's already rotten. So, but that is a concern, that kind of shootsy looking stuff, or epoxy or something that's all over the back, definitely. So that wee oil, that's the oil level sensor. That's quite prone for leaking, but it's hard to say whether that's leaking. That's definitely engine oil, and you can maybe just get a better view on it up there, but that's the crankshaft pulley. So if we look right up there, we can just see well on the bottom of that crankshaft pulley, and it is all wet up there. So we'll put these covers back on now, because there's not really much we need to clean all of that, and like I say, maybe take the fans off it and run it all and see. So obviously still all its original suspension, this car. I don't even know if the track rod ends have been changed on it. No, it does not look like it. No, it does not like it. Most of this is original, this car. Again, all those power steering pipes all shoots. I did notice that all the turbo pipes up here, all the boost hoses and that, are all covered in shoots as well. Original airbags there, all covered in shoots. Yeah, even this part, which that's no advisable. Which tells me they've shoots it when it's been hanging up in there. We got nearly bumped my head. Again, shoots all over that one. Shoots all over there. Yep, shoots everywhere. So I think we've just been trying to pat it off a wee bit. So I think we'll put the covers on it. Put the covers on it, we'll get it down, and I'll have another look up the top, I think. Well, I wonder if this is why there's a new pump on it, because I cannot get the suspension to go back down at the back. It says select suspension height if it's cleared. There's nothing in the road of it, it just won't go back down. The fronts went down. The back just will not. So, I'm not sure what's happened here. Yep, front's going down. Back's not. Come on, back. Suspension in extended mode. So I'll try. We've had it in extended mode because we've had it on the lift. So this is where you put it. Extended mode, it means you can get your legs underneath the chassis. And a lot of myths about you need to have it in this to jack it up. You don't. Right? You don't need to have it in extended mode. If you can just put the jack underneath the arm, but I advise putting it in extended mode because it makes it easier. Then you just put a block of wood under to take up the space, and you're not jacking the life with it. So we'll go back right up to off-road height. Right. Does the front come up? I don't think the front's come up. Right, okie doke. Not so good. Off-road height. Normal height. Front's coming down. The back's not. Okie doke. Not good. Part brake's working at least. Interesting stuff. We need to put the machine on, I think. Look at any suspension faults. Right, down. That's suspension in extended mode. No one to bring the back suspension back down. Interesting, eh? Bloody interesting stuff. Right, we'll get the autel back on it. Right, you can just hear it, it's coming down now eventually. Something alright with it, but yeah, I've had to drive that there and it shouldn't do that. I don't know what it's saying now. Yeah, it looks all level now. That looks better now, man, but that's definitely a concern. So I'll need to speak to the customer, let them know I've had real issues there, I don't know why, but I'd maybe need to grease all the linkage rods on it and see. I'd say it's at the right height now. I will just go around it and check the measuring tape to make sure they're all roughly the same. Let's see. Right, so I'm pretty confident that suspension is now levelled itself. I've no idea why it was doing that, but well, it's all chutes and stuff like that, so it could be something's getting choked up, you know, with rubber chutes. So I've been out running the vehicle to obviously get that back out, and I was trying to get this red light of death to come back on up and down the hills quite hard on it. Nothing seemed to be happening, so to check the oil you need to run them for about 10-15 minutes, get them up to temp, switch them off, switch off, press on, right, press OK. Right, we don't want to be starting, we want this menu, so double press OK, this menu will be coming up. Go down to service menu, oil level display, not available. Engine oil level, press OK to clear, not available. So we'll need to leave it running for a bit longer. So that will go away, so we'll just leave it running for the time being. So we'll let this sit and run and see what happens. Right, so she's been running here for a good long while now, man. Temp gauge is well up. It's a reasonably flat surface. So we'll switch off again. Turn the ignition on. You need your foot in the brake. Press OK. Bring it down to service menu. Oil level display. Not available. Not telling us how much oil's in it. Start to back up, that'll just disappear. Yeah, you can't look at that menu until it's turned off. So I can't get it to display how much oil's in it. You'd think if it was really low it'd be telling you there's some... oh, wrong one. You know, at the dash it's low, but yeah, well, I'll need to put the vehicle outside now. Well, thanks for watching. Another green oval of death with no red light of death, but a reported red light of death, so definitely interesting. I think we'd need to swap all the leaks, brake flexi hoses. I would definitely advise putting a fuel tank support on it. And I think the wheel bearing. I think it's the wheel bearing. Hard to tell, I'll need to inspect further, but thanks for watching guys. Haven't already, hit the big thumb, hit subscribe, have yourselves a great old day, okay?